the opposite sex wanting to be around you. And for most of us, look, the reality is most of us are not that attractive. Weird thing, man, when the whole idea of happiness and pleasure is a lot of it revolves around people wanting to be around you, and a lot of it revolves around the opposite sex wanting to be around you. And for most of us, look, the reality is most of us are not that attractive. There's not that many people that are really attracted to you. And for a lot of people, their life is a constant series of rejections, and especially from women. Guys, they're dumpy, they have no self-esteem, they get a couple drinks in them, and hey, you think maybe I could fucking get some of that ass? They say something knowing, really it's just like a lack of confidence. Like, people would say that they're a dickhead, but really a lot of it is like a preemptive attack, because you think eventually this person's going to destroy your soul, because that's your experience with relationships. That's your experience with interacting with women. Every time you've attempted to interact with women, they've let you know that you're repulsive. Ew, with you? Bah, no thank you. Ew, get away. And that programming just enters into this guy's definition of what a woman is, of what, who you are. You're the person who brings the bad feelings. You're the person who brings this horrible feeling.
Sure, right.
So they get a few drinks.
Like some Pavlovian response to women, where you're pissed and you're fucking, all of a sudden you're like using tricks from the game to try to say shitty things to girls, to discombobulate them and somehow trick them into fucking you, instead of just getting them to have sex with you because they liked you, because you're a good person, you're fucking cool.
Well, I don't think people can realize that, and part of the reason why people can't realize that is because people are selfish. I have a friend, and I will remain nameless, but we had a conversation where he was getting dumped, and he was super upset about it, and he didn't know how to deal with it, and he was asking me for advice. And I said, do you love this girl? And he said, yes. And I said, well, if you love her, you should want her to be happy. And if her being happy means her being with another man or another person, you should respect that, and you should love her still. I go, this is just a human being, and people break up, and I don't hate everyone I used to date. In fact, with time, I love all of them, even the ones that I didn't get along with, man. When I look back on every single girl that I ever dated, I swear to God, I only will allow the positive thing. I have some negative stories that are really funny and I tell them, but in my mind, when I'm thinking about that person, I only think about them when I love them. I only think about them, whatever, no matter what went wrong, no matter, what horrible thing was said, that made the whole thing fall apart. I refuse to define them by that, and I instead define them by their potential, by what they meant to me when they were at their best. But it's really fucking hard to teach people that, man. It's really hard to over and over again realize when you fall face first into the fucking dirt that your thinking is incorrect, and that it's not empowering, and you're not helping yourself or anyone else. And in fact, you're devaluing yourself into this person's eyes because you become desperate and you have no personal sovereignty.
That's right.
A man that can't be with a woman, when a woman doesn't want to be with a man, is a repulsive thing. We've all seen it, man. There was an episode of Fear Factor we had this week where there was this poor guy, and his wife didn't want to have nothing to do with him anymore. They divorced, and she was fucking, just living her life, and they were still connected because they had a kid together, and she would just mock him openly and publicly, and she had no desire to fuck him again. She was just ready to make fun of him, and it hurts. It hurts watching it, man. It hurts your fucking soul. It cuts into you. You see it, and you go, this poor fuck, he doesn't even know. He's just in this horrible pattern, and this person has become a drug dispenser, a negative downer drug. This person gives them a depressing drug every time they see them.
That's crazy.
It's amazing.
It's called the bonds of Maya. That's one name for it, where you get entangled in the illusory aspect of the universe and you don't even realize it, and then you're just fucking in pain, but you're the reason you're in pain. It's so sad, but it's real, and it's like it's a plague, but it's also kind of cool, man. Those kinds of prisons, thought prisons, are the best prisons to get into because you have the key. You can get out.
So get out of it, though. But one of the things is you can't be selfish, because if you are selfish, you always want that person to be with you. And this is what I was saying to my friend. I was like, dude, she does not want to be with you. You have to accept that.
Yeah.
You have to accept that this is a human being, and if you love this human being, you should want this human being to be happy.
Absolutely.
And your definition of love is you only love this human being if this human being provides you with the sex drug, provides you with the sex chemical, You can't just accept the fact that she wants the sex drug from someone different. Her genes are compelled to fuck someone different than you. And whether it's because you have personality shortcomings or physical shortcomings, it's not her responsibility. Her responsibility is to go to what she enjoys and what she's attracted to. But we are so selfish that no one ever thinks that way.
Well, but also, man, aside from like letting someone have a happy life and not trying to manipulate or control them into being stuck with you, the other thing is it's so much better for you to be with someone who really likes you.
Fuck yeah.
You know?
My God, the guys who want to like change a chick, you grow to love me. My God, dude.
Yeah.
Some savage is gonna come along and fuck her in a laundromat. Okay, that's gonna happen. You can't. Everyone needs to be extremely attracted to each other. Everyone needs to be extremely, whether it's just attracted to each other's minds, or each other's personality, whether it's physical, whatever it is. There has to be a real, because if you don't have that, one of two things is happening. Either you're not putting that out enough, you're not a dynamic enough human, both with your consciousness or with your objectivity or with your love or with your affection or with your generosity. You're not putting out enough.
Not working.
And if you're not putting that out enough, people don't want to give it back to you. So this beautiful, attractive, healthy, vibrant, generous, loving person won't be attracted to you because you don't want to enhance them. You want to draw and take away from them. And so you rely on wounded animals. And it's just one more wounded animal after another wounded animal. And that's all you ever get, because that's all you're attracting. You're attracting wounded animals because those are the only ones that are stupid enough to fucking fall into your web.
Yeah, that's true, man. And also a lot of those systems, the pickup systems, are designed to trap wounded animals. It's like,
exactly.
Yeah, so it's like really,
you just prey on the vulnerable, and it's only because the value of sexuality it's a value. It's very important. Like you need it. Like it will make.
Good morning, y'all. Wow, that was some heavy stuff right there. I want to do this quick morning thing that I do. I call it 30 minutes of funk. Well, good morning, y'all. I am Chris, one of the Chris One Radio Group, 7 Cities Radio, League of Dads Talk Radio, League Live, League Unplugged, and of course, the Universe. I wanted to do this show this morning because I want to talk about relationships and the issue that I see with people in relationships. It is toxic. Good morning, my man Adam is here. Salute to you, sir. Could be anything else in the world, but you're rocking out with me. I appreciate that. But I wanted to do this show this morning because what this man is saying was absolutely correct. A lot of people are in relationships, and the relationships are toxic. A lot of people are in relationships with people they don't even relate to. It's scratchy. Oh, okay. How's that? Is that better? I had the volume all the way up. Just let me know if that's better. So the audio is scratchy. Just let me know. I know I got to talk some for you to really get the gist of it. Let me just let me know if that's better. I had the volumes all the way up when I was broadcasting on the platform. I kind of had things set a little different. But I wanted to do this 30 minutes of funk because it is truly unfortunate when people are in relationships and they don't relate to the people that they're in a relationship with, or they are going down that path of trying to relate to someone that they don't relate to. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Everybody is following this Tekashi 6ix9ine, and I'm gonna do a show on that a little later. But everybody's following this Tekashi 6ix9ine thing, and what they're saying about this man is he is snitching. and they're saying he is snitching. They're saying all this stuff that's bad about him. But to be honest with you, this man was in a relationship with someone that he didn't even relate. He was in a relationship with these guys, and he was not even, the word that's going around is he wasn't built like that. So Tekashi 6ix9ine was trying to have a relationship with some guys that he didn't even relate to. So how does that work out? How does that work out that you're a school kid and you rolling with guys that want to kill people? How is that? How is that of any significance? How? How is that of any significance when you're rolling with a crew of guys? Every 5 minutes they want to kill somebody, and that's not what you do. So you find yourself in a relationship with some people you can't even relate to. Let's talk about people. Your average, everyday people. You get into a relationship with somebody, and as a 50-year-old man, I see this a lot with women. Oh, I was married to, or I had babies with someone that you wouldn't deal with as a man, but you would deal with somebody that dealt with them. Very well said. Adam says it turns out messy every time. But think about that for a second. You don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. But I'm going to be in a relationship with somebody that do drugs. Why would I be in a relationship with somebody to do drugs? So if we all sit back and say, no, I won't be in a relationship with somebody to do drugs. No, I can't do that. Right. But it happens every day. There are women that meet guys with 6 kids by 5 different women. Had 6 kids by 5 different women. That says a lot about his character. But then they have a baby with this guy and all that, and then they don't want to have nothing to do with that guy no more. Then they come meet a stand-up guy, and you're saying, well, wait a minute. How are you in a relationship with me when you can relate to that? People, the reason why and how relationships get strong is because you all relate to each other. Every aspect of you, when you get up in the morning, when you go to bed, you relate to each other. Relating to something or someone is how people get convicted. 9 jurors sit up there in that pool, and 9 jurors says yay or nay, yay or nay. 9 people agree with the evidence that was presented to them, that person did it. Or 9 person will agree, don't agree, that they, hey, look, I don't say it only takes 1. It's relate. Most people they don't go to a Bentley dealer, look at a $1 million car, a $300,000 car, excuse me, and listen to the dealership tells them, well, the payments for this car is going to be $3,100 a month. They can't relate to that. So they can't relate to that. That's why they don't have it. Yeah, y'all thought this was going to be some relationship on, oh, me and Me and my man is going through a train wreck. Oh man, my wife screwed my best friend. I need to listen to him. Nah, we ain't going there today, bro. This ain't that type of relate. I'm too much of a nerd to hit y'all off with the basic shit. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. That ain't how nerds do things. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but that's not how we roll. But a lot of you're in a relationship with a person, you're at a job or something that you do not even relate to. People, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur. It's hard for an entrepreneur to relate to a person that has a 9-to-5. A person that have a 9-to-5 would meet me and be like, oh, he's a nice guy, blah, 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 blah. But people, my first instinct is hustling. My first instinct, because I work for myself, I got to put money first. I'm not putting a woman first, and I never will. I'm not going to do it. My come first is money. My come first is business. If you can't relate to that, I would say you won't. Because let me tell you something. There isn't a woman out there that I am going to be first. Not one. Not one. Men, let me tell you something. Knock it off with that person telling you they want you, you don't, and you don't spend no time with me. You don't. Knock it off with that. Because there isn't a woman out there. And women, you got kids, you'll be the first to tell them, man, my kids come first. You'll be the first to tell somebody, I got a job. All that comes first. My career come first. My kids, my mom needs first. Oh, I don't want to move away because I don't want to move away from my family. All that comes first. If you don't put a man in a position where they have to tell you that, then y'all will relate. But me personally, like, here's what I tell people. I have 7 incomes currently. No shit. I have 7 incomes. Seven. Count them. I have 7 incomes. I don't have to work if I don't want to. I'm 50 years old. I did everything right in life. Am I bragging? Nope. I'm saying that to segue into what I'm about to say. I have 7 incomes. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. I save more than you make. I'm not even going to ask you how much you make. Trust me when I tell you, I save more than you make. That's just I'm a nerd. My thing is, have money in abundance. You'll always be okay. Dave Ramsey's logic is have 6 months of what you need to live, and that's your emergency fund. If you have more than that, there's no such thing as an emergency then. But listen to what I'm about to say. If I am driving down the street right now and I see a washing machine out on the side of the road, I will run home, get my trailer, and grab that washing machine like it's worth $1 million. And guess what? I'll take it to the scrap yard, and guess how much they'll give me for it? They'll give me $4. They'll give me $4 for it. When I'm riding down the street and I see an old muffler fell off of somebody's car, y'all swerve around it. I'll be like, oh, shit. I park the car. If I'm driving something that can take it with me, it's going with me. That's how I am. And I'm saying that because the reason why I said I can relate better to an entrepreneur, what I just told you about the washing machine and the muffler, you don't relate to that. Because a person would have a 9-to-5 and they'd be like, I'm good. Me, I'm always thinking of my next check. That's number one. It's the same thing that if you take a lion and you raise that lion inside captivity, that lion is going to be used to being given his food. And like that lion, is going to be used to somebody's giving him his food. That's not the same protocol for that lion that's out in the wild. Very well said. Excuse me. God damn it. My man Brian Lee is here. Good morning to you, sir. I see you. Yep. They'll always say my kids come first. I always tell individuals, have your list of come first. Have a list. But people, that's not the main focus of what I'm talking about this morning. So a woman, God damn it, I'm drinking this stuff that has citrus in it. So we got to stop with the citrus and let's go with some water. So that's my life. My life is that woman won't relate to us riding down the street and me seeing a washing machine go, oh, sweat, I got to get that. She be like, what the fuck? What? But like I said, if you take that lion and put him in a zoo, and every couple of hours, every so many hours of a day, that box opens up and they toss those cow particles in there to that lion, that's the equivalent to a person that have a job. But you take a person like myself, I walk around and I see money, and I see money as my means of survival. I have 3 retirement accounts. I'm good. That's where I'm at in life. There's a reason why people become enabled. They become enabled because they can relate to the help. Talking about relationships here today, 7 Cities Radio. I am Chris One of the Chris One Radio Group. I got my individuals joining me on Facebook. I got live, I got unplugged, I got the whole crew here this morning. Of course, I am broadcasting on my mother station, 7 Cities Radio. All right. So, talking about relationships. Let me tell you something that I've always known in my life. I've always known that when I meet a woman, they claim that, oh, I love this guy. This is the type of man I've been looking for. Oh my God. Then after a while, because women will be women, I'm a man. So I'm talking about women. You're getting offended for it, probably don't come over here. We're talking about relationships. And I got to tell you about this. It makes for the show. The reason why I am a success as I am well-rounded. I am fair. I am just, and I am unbiased. I accept my faults. I accept other people's faults. I don't charge people for every little single thing, every mistake they made. So just hear me out. A woman to say, oh, I just love him. Oh, this is my type of man. Where you been at all my life? Check this out. Where you been at all my life? This is what I get. Talking about me now. I'm talking about Nerd One, leader of Nerd Nation. This is me. This is me here. And nerds means N-E-R-D-S. Nerds is an acronym for never, ever resisting dumb shit. I've been laughed at all my life for doing the right thing, and people was doing the wrong thing. So obviously to people, everything that I did in my life was considered dumb. So I took the word nerds and I flipped it. And nerds now is an acronym, N-E-R-D-S, never ever resisting dumb shit. So when it comes to dumb shit, I just can't resist. Now 30 plus years later, people looking at me like, damn, you the blah, 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 blah. So if you say to me where you've been at all my life, or I see that you got a lot of time in with a no good man, here's what's going on through my mind. You claim you can relate to me now because it's refreshing. But here's what happens. People that have pit bulls, they're always answering the dog question. What type of dog you got? I got a pit bull. Ooh. Oh, and then you can tell because their conversation is, but mine is nice. And they start going into this thing. I have a boxer. I don't have to say that I got a nice dog thing. People say, what type of dog you got? I got a boxer. Oh, okay. My friend got a boxer. What color? Blah, 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 blah. And that's it. When you've dealt with something, you have a what's the word I'm looking for? You have a defense to it. You will always try to explain away why you're dealing with it. Yeah, so you You eat goat meat? Yeah, I love eating. Yeah, I love eating goat meat. Damn. So how does it taste? Hey, it tastes good, man. It tastes like chicken. You know, you want to try some goat meat. You put in a good word for goat meat. I eat goat sausage. I eat goat steak. I eat goat ribs. You know, it's just goat good. I'm just saying. It's just go delicious. I'm just saying. My man Brian says, right. So you don't know that what you've been dealt with, or whatever, you don't know that you telling on yourself. People, I'm gonna tell you something. I have a child. I fathered a child. Let me say that. I fathered a child with a woman that graduated from a prominent college, a university. You see them on TV. They got a college team. I'm not going to put her business out there like that. People, I'm going to tell you something. There ain't no flaws in my game when it comes to how I'm stand up as a man. Do I think I'm perfect? You would say that. But the thing that I'm saying to you here this morning on the 8th of February 2019 is I never could relate to somebody fucked up. I just never could relate to them. I never had to deal with them. I never had to be in a relationship with them. I never had to go long-term with them. Now we falling out. Now I got all this baggage from the relationship. I don't have that. I don't have that. I'm not gonna date a Shaquita. It ain't no, oh, I got 3 babies with 2 chicks that live in the projects. They went down to welfare on me. Now I'm paying child support through welfare. She on Section 8. She eat goat meat. I never related to it. That's just the facts, people. I never related. I never said, yeah, I can relate to that. You're not going to sit me down and convince me that I want to be a drug dealer. You're not. That you're not going to do. You're not going to sit me down and convince me I'm a drug dealer. I'm not going to put to the light and a prostitute going to roll it to me and stick her hand in my thing, rub my dick. Oh, you got a big dick. Oh, yeah. Ooh, daddy, I bet you would love to just pull over there in that alleyway, over there, right behind that car, pull over there, and I'll just suck the skin off it. Yeah, I'm sure you would, but I got the green light, baby. It's time to bounce. I'm sure your sucking skills is sucky. Sure they are. Not interested. Trust you me, I am not interested. You know why? Because I simply just can't relate to it. Speaking of relationships, here on 7 Cities Radio, 98.3.com FM, I am Chris One of the Chris One Radio Group. Speaking of relationships, I want to talk to all you people out there that got 9 to 5s. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm talking to you women out there. I got to keep it real. And you got to keep it real. Okay, I'm going to keep it real. Not regular real, but really real. I'm a realaholic. Can you relate to getting up every day? I'm gonna ask you women a question. Can you relate to getting up every day, getting your kids ready for school, sending your kids off to school or dropping them off at school, then you going to work, only to call Shaquita, and Shaquita is just sitting up in the house and she don't have a job? Now, at 50 years old, let me answer that question for you. Let me be a hypocrite this morning. You can't relate to that. You'll be an absolute fucking nut to relate to that. But let me tell you why you do relate to it. You relate to it because y'all women have this certain sisterhood. And I've never seen anything like this before anywhere. Do I dare say women of color? You have this sisterhood where as though it doesn't matter anything about the class of woman. Like I said, you can sit 10 women of color at a table. One can work at a Fortune 500 company. The other 5 could have 6-figure salaries. That's 7. That's 6. Then one could be a doctor. Then the other 3 could be on welfare. The one at the end got 6 kids by 6 different men on welfare, been on welfare, and y'all will all sit at the same table like y'all can relate to each other. That is impossible. Because let me tell you something. Just like Tekashi 6ix9ine, they was both in the rap industry. Y'all both in the man business, but y'all ain't on the same motherfucking street. Hell, y'all ain't in the same neighborhood. My child's mom got advice from the worst of the worst and implemented that on me. At the time we was together, I was working at the post office. I had a hot dog truck and I was flipping cars and had rental income. And I got treated like her friend's man got treated. You know why? Because y'all women relate to each other and y'all need to stop that. I was looking at the video that I did on my show last night. You heard that woman say, y'all black women are y'all own worst enemy. I've never seen anything like that before. I've never seen a millionaire sitting at a table with a person on welfare. I've never seen that before. I've never seen a homeowners convention with someone at Section 8 at a homeowners convention. I never took any of my BMWs, and I got a collection of them. I never took any of my fucking cars to the BMW and seen a motherfucker with a Ford sitting in there. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I've never seen that before. How do you relate? How do you relate to something that you have nothing in common with, other than the fact that you guys are women? Here's what you'll never see. You'll never see college kids. You'll never see boys in college hanging out with drug dealers. You will never see that. You will never see a drug dealer hanging out with a dude with a 9-to-5. You will never see that. Never. Men, we stick with our class of men. It will never happen. You do not have a friend that steals cars and rape women that hang out with somebody that got a 9-to-5. You don't. How do you relate to that? Now, I'm saying that because the thing that gets me is, I was talking to a friend a couple of months ago. I mentioned this on my other forum for those that was there. I have a friend that's a homeowner, has a job. And I'm listening to this woman tell me how she hates Donald Trump. And I'm like, well, how do you hate Donald Trump? And she says, I hate Donald Trump. She lists the various reasons as to why she hates Donald Trump. I said, how do you hate Donald Trump and you're a homeowner? She was like, what that got to do with it? What that got to do with it? You know, she went into her things. Very, very beautiful woman. And she says, well, what does me owning a home? I had to explain to this woman, didn't you complain about your taxes going up? Yeah. Okay. Didn't you tell me that the governor of your state gave illegal immigrants, didn't you tell me he passed the bill to allow them to go to college for free? Didn't you tell me that? Yeah. Okay. I don't live in the state no more, but here's what I'm willing to bet. What's that? I bet you that's a Democrat. I bet you your governor's a Democrat. She said, yeah, the state is New Jersey, by the way. I said, do you know why Democrats do that? No. Democrats do that to buy votes. It's the reason why the LGBT community has advanced the way they did, because they get money together and they buy politicians. You see, this whole world is based on buying. This whole the whole political field is based on purchasing. The LGBT community, they brought the right to marry men and men marry men. They brought that. Don't you know that Democrats, they constantly give to get votes when you run, and then when a Republicans say, I'm gonna take that away, then everybody look at the Republican like he's bad. What Republicans, do you know what the Republicans stand for? Do you know what they stand for? Republicans stand for strength, individual strength amongst individuals. That is what they were founded on. This is why they don't like Section 8 and welfare and giving. But Democrats sell you this under the terms of, oh, they're bad Republicans because they don't want to. I don't know how on this damn planet, I don't know how on this planet a person could relate to a Democrat if they got a 9 to 5. I don't. You are so ill-advised. And that old nonsense about Donald Trump, we are worse off because Donald Trump, you clearly don't know fucking politics. You clearly just listen to Facebook. You are clearly educated by a bunch of dummies that their best thing to say is, I hate him because he tweeted. I hate him because you really don't know politics. Oh, so sad for you. Oh, I'm laughing at something else. So you want to just be with the, I'm talking to my friend now. You just want to be with the group of people that don't like Donald Trump. And I said, yo, but you're a homeowner. Your property taxes are going through the roof. You live 2 houses down from a chick that don't work. How did that chick work get in your neighborhood? Your taxes is going up because you live in a welfare county. Slowly but surely, Union County, New Jersey is converting to a welfare county. What's happening in Essex County, New Jersey is spilt over into Union. Union County used to be prominent. When you said you lived in any of the cities of Union County, it was like, oh, excuse me. Now, no, I don't live in Newark no more. I live in Union. No, I don't live in Newark no more. I live in Carteret. No, I don't live in Newark no more. Like you moved on up. And I said, do you not know they get the bulk of the money that they need for the police department? All these social programs, they get it from homeowners. So how are you relating to that? I don't need to tell you, I was talking to a very ill-advised individual. My man Brian says, I couldn't have said it better. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for being here this morning, sir. I don't understand it. I don't. People, let me tell you something. When I'm talking to you, if I'm talking to you, I claim nerd. You can claim you're educated. You can claim you have degrees. I very seldom and I am somewhere with somebody smarter than me. You will never know it, though. I'm not a loud individual. I'm quiet and in the cut. I can go to NASA. Right today, I can go to NASA and sit in a room with them about jet propulsion, and they will never know that I'm not an astronaut. I can go to a room full of doctors, and they will never know that I'm not a fucking doctor. I can go into a courtroom, as I have done many times, and I was accused of being an attorney. Who are you? Where did you go to school? Motherfuck you, I ain't an attorney. I'm a nerd. First class, man. Come on. First degree nerd, goddammit. Proud of it. I love being smart. I do. I love being smart. I don't relate to nothing in its entirety. Now let's talk about social media while I got you here. This was 30 minutes of funk, but it's bubbling over into something serious. Oh, it's something serious this morning, y'all. Oh, I'm on my bullshit. Let's talk about social media. Got a moment? Want to talk about social media for a moment? Let's talk about social media for a second. People, I got a Facebook account. My Facebook account only consists of people that I went and grew up with and people that I was in the military and people that I was at the post office with. If you met me after 1995, don't ask me for my Facebook. I'm not your friend. I know you on a different scale, but it's for that and that only. People, I go on my Facebook probably once every 3 months. I don't go on Facebook more than 6 times a year. I don't. So let's talk about Facebook for a second. Let's talk about that. Excuse me while I load up my water, my jug-a-lug. Excuse me 1 second. All right. All right, now that's that. I got some water. This stuff is killing me. So let me jug this stuff down. Y'all know I always have my concoction. I put vinegar in here, and I put my morning packet in here, and I put a 5-hour energy in here. So this is just shit. I got a whole bunch of. So let me down this so I can start with my water. Excuse me for that. Let's talk about social media for a second, because you fools, oh dear mine. Worst thing to a relationship and number one reason why relationship. Very well said. Worst things in a relationship and number one reasons why relationships fail. Listen. Let's talk about social media for a second. People, I was raised to be a man. Because I was raised to be a man, I come off harsh. I am testosterone in the flesh. But I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to say to a person, look, baby, I said that, enough's enough. Baby, we talking in circles. Well, that's okay. I want to talk in circles. That's just what I do. I'm estrogen. I'm emotional. I got all that, baby. I love you for that still. But this conversation is over. That's how it is with me. It ain't no, oh, who you think you're talking to? Blah, blah, blah. Listen, you can go ahead with all that trying to change the narrative. Now I'm insulting you. Yeah, I got all that. This conversation is over. Because when you look at how I attack life, you should be able to relate. A person like me, like I see in the supermarket, I see a very, very beautiful woman. I see a very beautiful woman. Hey, inbox me, Deshaun. Inbox me. Deshaun says I've been trying to call the show. Remember, you got to register your number with the show. So when you call in, your number is on the board. So Deshaun, I got you. Just call, register your number, inbox me your number. So check this out. Check this out. So, white man shoots black man in the head. The whole world gets together on Facebook. We need this to go viral. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, it just makes me sick with that bullshit. I'm going to tell you why that shit makes me sick. People, I'm from Newark, New Jersey, right? If you take a car, if you live in Newark, New Jersey, and take a car and call your insurance company and say, I want to put full coverage on my car. And once they put in your zip code, and when they put in your zip code, they're going to say, oh, to insure this car, it's going to cost $2,000 a month. You'll say, okay, how much do I need to put down? You would say that. Then that person does the amazing thing and move. And they'll move to Columbia, New Jersey. Columbia, New Jersey is 60 miles up Route 80. So now they live in Columbia. And they call in their insurance company and they're saying to their insurance company, hey, look, I moved. I just want to update my address. And when they update the address, they're going to ask you a question. And they're going to ask you, is that car now at that? Is the car going to stay there overnight? Yes, The car gonna stay here overnight. Can you hurry up? Because I gotta go. All my kids is, I gotta feed all my kids. They're gonna say, but hold on a second. We gotta readjust your policy. This is what they're gonna say. You're gonna be like, what? People, the reason why I always say it's a woman, because I like acting like a woman. Like it's just funny the way women act. The way women act, it sells when I'm doing my show. So don't be like, why he always say women? That lady gonna say, hold on, Miss Shaquita. I mean, could you hurry up? I mean, dag. That lady gonna come back on the phone and say, Miss Shaquita, we have now adjusted your policy. Your new policy is $724 a month in the Shaquita, a year. And then Shaquita gonna say, oh, wait a minute. It ain't $2,000 no more? And that insurance adjuster is gonna say no. And then Shaquita gonna say, whoa, wait a minute. What's going on here? And then that insurance adjuster is gonna tell her, well, Miss Shaquita, you see, when you park that 1902 Ford down in the ghetto, it costs more to insure. But Miss Shaquita, you live in a white neighborhood now. You rolling with whitey. And we think the risk is low and you get the savings. And then Shaquita gets off the phone and she brags. Then she calls her friends up. Girl, you should move out here because my insurance is low. You should move out here because blah, blah. And she goes on with a list of why you shoulds. And she goes on Facebook and she puts that on Facebook. But here's what she don't put on Facebook. She don't put on Facebook that the insurance company is charging y'all motherfuckers more money for living in a fucked up neighborhood for the same fucking service. She don't say, hey, that's discrimination. She don't say, hey, that's some type of fucking bias. She don't say none of that shit. But she's on Facebook every day as a hate hunter. Now, being a hate hunter is just not limited to that. That's what individuals, that's what I see YouTube is. And I'm sorry, not YouTube, Facebook and all that shit. Bunch of hate hunters looking for shit to hate. And then it becomes trending. And then it becomes popular. And now we got to get on the hate wagon. Woo, choo, choo. Choo, 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 choo. But that white man, the white cop that shot that black dude, that don't happen every day. At least not that you hear about it. But every day there are people insuring cars back in that neighborhood that nobody says nothing about. I can go on my Facebook account right now and see all those people that still live in Newark, New Jersey, and not one tweet, not one tweet about why they're paying high insurance. Oh, don't get me started. I'm trying to figure out how are they relating to this bullshit. I'm trying to figure out. I promise you. I am trying to figure out just how are these people relating to this? I'm not understanding. I'm willing to bet you can go on your Facebook right now and not see this posting anywhere. But when I say it, we don't like him. He's an activist. People, let me tell you something. I told people this all my life. If I was born 10 years earlier, I would have been a Black Panther. I am all for the righteousness of people. The biggest problem in our community now, why we are divided, our women are selling men down the road with these fucking domestic relations programs. That is the biggest problem. You can say it's not. Ms. Shahrazad Ali wrote about it 29 years ago. She put it in a book. The option that I had to be a father was beaten by a social program. I am not a father today. I am not a father today because of a social program that I was paying $410 a month for private school. And my child's mom said $259 a month. Yeah, I'll take that. Long as I can take my child support order, report back to my lame ass friends and brag about it. Let's talk about McDonald's. Now you get the new pick two. The new pick two. And now they put bacon on the damn Big Mac. How can we make a classic better? They took a book out of Arby's. Arby's said add bacon to everything. Arby's, they added bacon. Arby's, we got the meats. In McDonald's, a representative at home was at McDonald's. A McDonald's representative was sitting at home looking at TV, clicking through the channels. Oh shit, there's nothing on tonight. There's nothing. Arby's, we added. How do you make a roast beef better? You add bacon. Now the Big Mac got bacon. Let's talk about the Big Mac for a second. People, I seen a video where they took the bun of a fucking Big Mac and tried to burn it. It was flame retardant. I seen the cheese that they took the cheese and it fucking melted like it was oil. But you have no problem with that. You can relate to that. You can relate to that. You can relate to that. How do you relate to that? You relate to that because they say, we're going to sell you a bunch of chemicals, bullshit, all the shit that's going to give you cancer, all the shit, we'll sell it to you for $1. And you say, you sold me. You brought me. I told y'all, it's hard for me to relate to that. It's hard. People, when I found that out about McDonald's, I hadn't been to McDonald's since. When I used to be riding around with my little doggy and she got hungry, I used to go get her a McDouble. I don't get my dog McDoubles no more. I wouldn't give my dog that shit. Never seen nobody tweet about this though. I mean, I seen it on Facebook, don't get me wrong, but it never trended. It just don't seem to trend. But here's something that trended, because people can relate to that, but they would live in the North, but they have problems with the General Lee statue. There was an issue with the South. I'm just not understanding that. Just a bitch being this damn smart. I mean, think about that. How many times how many people remember Chernobyl? How many people remember Chernobyl? No, I wasn't calling you, little buddy. I wasn't calling you. I'm working. I wasn't calling you, little buddy. You want to say hi? Come here. Yes. You just want to interrupt? You just want to interrupt? You don't care? You don't care that I'm working? You just want to interrupt? Just want to crash the show, huh? You want to be a guest one day? You want to be a guest on the show one day? All right, I got to work, little buddy. I got to work, little buddy. I got to work, little buddy, okay? Let me see. Oh, man, you got to keep your eyes clean, little buddy, okay? I got to work. All right, so we talk about this thing talk about the talk about these individuals that live over on the West Coast, tweeting about issues over here on the East Coast. They should take those statues down. How many people remember Chernobyl? (1986), I believe it was. Chernobyl? Nobody? Yeah. A lot of you probably Googling it right now. Chernobyl. Okay. Chernobyl was an accident that happened in Russia. One of their nuclear reactors exploded. And nobody here cared about that. Nobody cared about that. Nobody cared about that. You know why you didn't care about that? Because you just didn't care about it. Didn't affect you at all. And it didn't affect you at all because you don't care about it. Yeah, I hear you, Deshaun. Deshaun, just hit me via the inbox. Wow. Sorry to hear that, my man. But okay, so let's talk about these statues. How about these statues for a second? What I don't understand is how does something sit down there for 50 years? People walk past it every day. And nothing happens. Then one day, hate hunters, because that's what they are. Hate hunters get, oh, did you hear about the General Lee statue? Now I know about the car. My son watched the show all the time. Mugs ain't care nothing about the fucking General Lee. Didn't care nothing about that car had a Confederate flag on it until hate hunters got involved. Then what happened once hate hunters got involved? Now it's trending. Oh, we got to take the statues down. Oh. So let me help you idiots understand something, because you idiots. The black folks in our era, and it was there, they dealt with that then. I don't know how you relating to something that's so old. There are so many issues to choose from. Because look, check this out. The FDA in 1977, the Food and Drug Administration, they allowed the cattle industry to pump 26 different hormones into cows. That was approved in 1976-77. So guess what? Black folks in 1975 on back, they didn't have that to deal with. People, do you know at one time meat was a delicacy? Do you know that at one time you ate rice and beans? Do you know that you had meat? Did you know back in the day? Did you know back in the day that you had meat like once a week? There was no dollar menus. There was no dollar menus. Dollar burger, what? Why do you think White Castle burgers are so damn small? So the issues that we have here today They get a pass. You can't relate to those. You can't relate to none of those issues. The issues that's going on today is just nah. I'll take back 1969 Reebok said black stink for 200, please. That's where you at? That's where you're at as a radical? You can't relate. You can relate to that? You can pull up to a window and say, give me. You don't ask for what you're really getting by name. Give me formaldehyde. Yeah, can I get some formaldehyde? Some peppertin, some let me get some. Let me see. Let me get some pink plastic. Okay, is that all? Yeah, that's it. Oh no, give me some acid with some high fructose corn syrup. Okay, drive around for your driving around for your total. No, they don't tell you that that's what you're buying. They package it up as a burger and they package it up as a soda. They don't. People, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I find myself attracted to women that I hear them speak out against injustices of black men and women. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm the type of man that a woman will listen to me today, and then I'll be their enemy tomorrow. You heard what I just said? I'm going to say something to piss them off. I'm going to say something that they don't agree with. And then they're going to try their best to try to fight me to get me to change my narrative. Do you know how many times I had individuals trying to talk to me about my show after the fact, but they don't leave a comment under the video? They don't do that. People, I guess it is what it is. It is what it is. But I know for a fact people don't live in a self-righteous zone. We are spoon-fed our beliefs. We are spoon-fed our culture. People, I watch Ancient Aliens on Fridays. Do you know how those pyramids was built? Of course you don't. You know why you don't know how the pyramids was built? You know why you don't know how the pyramids was built? Because Christians destroyed all the records. Those are historical facts. Here's another historical fact. That story that's in your beloved Bible, because you spoon-fed your bullshit, and you can relate to it. But do you know the story of your Jesus was told in 3 or 4 books predating the Bible? So how is that? How did this book pop up with the story that was already written? Oh, you only believe the shit you were told because you were spoon-fed bullshit and you can relate to it. Period. Once again, do you know why we have no records of how the pyramids was built? Because the Christians destroyed it. Oh, you didn't know that? You ain't gonna listen to me no more, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, you're a beloved Christian. Okay. Before we was brought from Africa, we weren't Christians. We weren't Christians. And that is something I can relate to. People, I'm going to put a bow on this thing. I definitely appreciate you for being here. This is 7 Cities Radio, 98.3.com FM. I am the host, Chris One of the Chris One Radio Group. I definitely appreciate you guys for being here. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to rock out with me, and I will definitely catch you guys on the next one. Later, y'all.